Hello, my name is Angel Laketa Moore. I go by That Chick Angel online, and I am the lyricist behind One Margarita.
I'm so excited to chat with you. When I found out this story behind the song, I got really excited because I had no idea. I've actually used the sound on TikTok and didn't know, what it all meant.
So the way it started is one of the podcasts that I do weekly is a podcast called Here's the Thing that I do with my friend Kev on Stage Fredericks. And it's a podcast that covers pop culture. So trending videos or things that is happening in the world globally as well as locally. So there was a video going around that was getting a lot of traction. And it was a minister doing an abstinence speech at a college. And the gist of the speech from the clip was the dangers of alcohol and the promiscuity of women. And when I heard it, I was like, this sounds like the seed of a rap song. I was like, it inspired me. So on the podcast, me and my friend were both comedians. We both have very funny, witty minds. And so I was like, Kevin, give me a beat. And so, we trust each other in our foolish minds. And so he gave me a beat and I started freestyling. Now, I freestyle all the time, but most of the time I do not like to stick the landing. It usually runs off of the tracks really fast. So I did it and it was good, right? It was funny.
Yes.
And it had like a little bit of like a New Orleans bounce to it. And so once we put up the episode and I heard it again, I was like, no, this freestyle is fire. So I took the clip of just me doing a freestyle and I put it up on TikTok. And I knew just because I know social media, I've been doing it for 14 years. I was like, somebody's going to put a beat behind this because that's what people do. And lo and behold, these two amazing young men, Cassidy, also known as Carl Dixon, and Steve Terrell, they composed the beat and like kind of composed the structure for a song with just the clip that I did. And all of it, the original clip plus that clip, it started to go viral. And they DM'd me and they were like, hey, Angel, we're glad you like the song because I had reposted it. They were like, what do you think about turning it into a full song? Right? Because we were seeing people say song of the summer, people being like, oh, yeah, this is my anthem for the summer because this all happened at the end of May. And so before I responded, I was like, let me write a verse to this. How would this go? Because I have done songwriting in the past, but it's all been from a very comedic standpoint. I wrote it. I met with them and I liked the way they vibed. I liked their energy. And I was like, oh, sure. And they were like, could you write a verse to it? I said, oh, I already have. So within 4 days, we had a complete song that was up on iTunes and Spotify. And I'm glad we did it because apparently a lot of people have been enjoying their 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 margarita.
And you really have to jump on those things fast. I mean, the second it goes viral, it's good that you were like, we need to put the song out because you just never know with that kind of thing how long it's going to last.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, but now you're still going off of it, still making remixes, which I'd love to talk about in a second. But I do want to ask, I mean, when did you know it was going to go viral? Like, did you know right away that this was going to be a hit, or was it a surprise overnight when you saw the numbers?
Well, I knew that, again, when I heard the freestyle, I was like, this is good. That's the reason why I was like, let me cut it out and put it up. So I knew it would have some viralness to it. I feel like it has gone past viral. It is now like a legitimate song that is played in clubs. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the part I didn't see. I knew the virality of it. I knew that people would use it as a sound. I knew people would like love it in that way. But to see it have life offline in the real world is something that I don't know I saw initially. And that part is what blows my mind because I've always loved music. I've always been a lover of music. I've sang all of my life. So to have something that is like now a part of music history in a way, you know what I'm saying, is like, I could have never imagined that.
And I mean, the response from people has been so overwhelming. I know you've previously said that, you know, so many different people are listening to your music that you hadn't seen before. And I know with that last line of the chorus, a lot of queer people are feeling really included as well. So can you just kind of talk about how that feels to reach this audience?
Yes. Okay. So, you know, I love representation and I love what I get to represent online. A lot of Black women either relate to me or see themselves through me, right? It's or moms, people who are raising kids or wives, they see themselves in me. This is probably one of the first times where people who don't necessarily have a lot of things that we would traditionally see in common are like, I rock with what you're doing. And when we put out the song I think hit DSPs or like hit iTunes and hit Spotify on May 31st, so the day before Pride Week. I was super duper excited because I was like, I was seeing a lot of queer people use the song, and I do love the inclusiveness of the song, right? I love the fact that like we didn't shy away from, listen, while I might not be someone who's putting it in anybody's bum or putting it in my own, there are people who do, and I'm not about to shame them because that's how they get down. So I love that the song has like a spectrum of, okay, listen, if I have a little drink, I might be feeling you, okay, and this might be what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And I feel as though we're in a day and age where we realize the way we live is not the way everybody lives, and it is okay, and they also should be included in the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and while I don't think I set out thinking this will be the song that includes the whole diaspora of sexuality, I love the fact that that's what it did become, because I know that wasn't the intention of the original sermon, but I do love that it got to be a part of the message that's being received in the actual song.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a perfect response to the sermon, and then it does just totally embrace sex and sexuality. And like, I wanted to ask, like, you know, how was your songwriting with this? But you just did it on the spot. It's not like you were sitting writing down like, I want everyone to feel like they belong. It's just how it came out, and it came out so wonderfully.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and lie and be like, you know, in my creative process, I'm always thinking about, no, typically in my creative process, I really am just trying to be authentically me. And there is authenticness still inside of the freestyle. I am a person that tries to love everyone. You understand what I'm saying? I am a person that has been on this earth long enough to know now that love is way more needed in this world, more than judgment, more than shame, more than any of the things that might have been taught to me when I was younger. I realized people really need love. People need to know that it's okay to be them, and that even if I don't look like you, I can still show you love and respect. So while that might not have been the intention behind me writing, I'm so glad that it still came through.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's just so crazy that has such a powerful message about a song about margaritas. I mean, who would have known? And then it turns into a music video where you get Saucy Santana. I mean, I love them. So how did that come to be? How did you know they were a perfect fit for this?
Well, you know what? Saucy Santana is somebody who I had begun to know just via social media. And the way Saucy shows up in social media is hilarious. First of all, the personality that Saucy has is one that like it dang near slaps you in the face, but I enjoy it so much. Super duper hilarious. And also, Saucy is a lyricist. Like, Saucy knows how to create viral songs. Material Girl, I'm in Chanel down boots. Like, everybody was singing that song. Now let me see you walk, right? So the same type of like personality that I feel like I have, someone who's very authentic, someone who's funny. That's what I see in Saucy. So when our record label, because we signed me, Steve, Terrell, and Casa D, we're all artists on the song. When we signed with Giant Music, we had already threw Saucy's name in the hat a while ago, as far as somebody that we would love to hear on the song. So when Saucy agreed, we were like, this is happening. And sure enough, Saucy brought exactly what we wanted to the song. All of that magic.
And his outfit in the video, I mean, everything about it was perfect. It screamed summer. It was all amazing.
Yes. And that's what Saucy said when we talked to him. He was like, I like the song because it's fun. And this is the energy we're going into the summer with, is the funness. And I was like, oh, you get it. So let's do this. So yeah, the outfit was also, yes. I was like, what are you wearing? He was like, I said, this is custom. He was like, absolutely.
I don't know how it could not be, you know?
I was like, I'm assuming you didn't go where I shop Target. That's not where you at, because I did not see this.
Right. And then also in the video, I mean, you have Cindy Crawford, and then she's recreating the Pepsi commercial. So like, whose idea was that? And how did you make that happen?
The creative genius that is Jake Wilson. He also directed a Saucy Santana video called Booty that he did with Lotto, featuring the rapper Lotto. He has a background in comedy, which is already why I kind of fell in love with the fact that he was directing it, because again, I am a comedic actress. I am a comedian. So I don't want to have that drowned out in the process of me rapping and stuff. That's still a part of me. Like, I'm not going to all of a sudden pretend that I'm some like gangsta boo, like that. I am still a mama. Okay. I've been out here raising 4 kids and I'm talking about drinking margaritas. Okay. So he had this vision. It was prior to us adding Cindy. He had this vision that I love that included me, Santana, included other people. Keelan, who is a huge TikTok influencer that plays different characters online, Terry Joe and Georgia. He had this vision that included all of us. We loved it. Well, then when we were able to bring on Casamigos as a product placement to help us be able to make the video, as well as Blendjet, Casamigos, I was like, oh, great. Who don't love Casamigos? Well, I did not realize that Cindy Crawford had a relationship to Casamigos because her husband is one of the original owners with George Clooney. So all of a sudden I get a call and they're like, so we have Cindy Crawford. And I was like, what do you mean you have her? What do we, I'm confused on it.
Why do you have her?
Right. And then, you know how people rename themselves after folk in the past. And I'm thinking, oh, it must be a TikToker named Cindy Crawford. Okay, that spells their name Sindee, not regular Cindy Crawford. And then when they explained, I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to break the internet. And then the fact that she would bring back her iconic commercial. Well, yes, there might be a lot of kids in their 20s that did not see that commercial growing up. I saw that thing in real time. I still remember that. They didn't have to play the old commercial for me. I remember the commercial. So the fact that not only was she down to be part of this song, but she was also like wanting to like recreate a moment that will always and forever be a moment like in history with us. I'm forever grateful. Forever grateful.
And I mean, when it all came together and you watched the final product, what was going through your head? Because I mean, I feel like it just came out more than I could have ever expected.
I am still trying to figure out whose life is this that I'm living. What exactly is happening in life right now? Because that video was gorgeous. This is not to downplay, because a lot of people don't realize we had a video right before that video as well. We did a video in my backyard with my friends, directed by Steve Terrell, edited by Casa D. And I love that. That spoke to what I do every summer. It was 4 days after my birthday. I invited all my friends over. We had tacos, we had margaritas, and we did the video. That was like, this is my life. This remix video with Jake Wilson was, whose life is this? And if y'all telling me this is mine, oh my goodness, do not wake me up if you're lying. Do not tell me this is a dream. It was just beautiful. And it really, I felt like concreted this even more as this is more than just this small moment. This is something that like is cementing itself in 2023. Like, I feel like you can't talk about 2023 and all the craziness that has happened without talking about this video and this song, One Margarita, the Saucy remix. You just can't.
I agree. It is the 2023. Yeah, close the chapter on the summer.
Yes!
Margarita Song. Is there anything else you want to share about this entire experience?
For me specifically, being that I say I'm not a spring chicken, I've been here for a little bit. While this was not something I set out to do in 2023, or actually I can say in adult life, being like a musician, being an artist in the music industry has always been like a quiet dream of mine. Not one that I say out loud seriously because of just feeling like, I don't fit in. I don't know if I can do it. It's amazing to me at the age that I am that I can still make dreams come true, even the ones that I was afraid to seriously pursue. And I feel like for me, while I have enjoyed being able to touch so many people that don't look like me, touch people that do look like me, for me, I think that's the biggest nugget I'm going away with, is that I got to stop selling myself short. And I have to realize that a lot of my dreams don't have expiration dates, and that there are things that I have been preparing myself for, that I don't even realize are still coming to fruition. So that's the bigger part, I feel like, of this whole journey for me, that I'm loving. And I'm glad that I'm getting the chance to show up for myself.
I love that. I mean, if you can make this during a podcast episode, then I can't wait to see what song you create in the studio next. So.
Okay. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
And I just wanted to close the whole interview off by asking you, do you have a perfect way to drink a margarita?
Ooh, a perfect way to drink a margarita is at home. You know why? Because listen, you have it at home with a little sugar on the rim. I'm not a salt.
Me too. I was going to say that. I was like, I am a sugar person at heart.
I am a sugar person because once you add salt, we're now talking about soup. It's no longer a drink. That's what belongs in. Salt belongs in soups, not drinks. Mm-hmm. But at home, a little sugar on the rim of the glass, and with my honey right beside me, there's a better chance that any of the things I'm talking about in that song might actually happen. The 1, the 2, or the 3 could possibly pop off. So that's my perfect way to have it. Sugar on the rim, at home with my baby right beside me.
I love that. And I love at the end of the song when you're like, I'm just kidding, I will be asleep, because I really do. I do feel that.
Yeah. I talk a good game, but sometimes sleep wins.
Right. It depends on the vibe.
Yes, exactly.
Well, thank you so much. I have my margarita glass to give you a little cheers. It's obviously not full.
All I got is box water, but cheers to you.
Cheers. Thank you so much for chatting with me today, and congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you talking with me as well.
Bye.